I've been using these computer fans for cooling for a while, and I've also been using this remote sensing night light for a while. But recently I have discovered a newer ways of using this type of gadgets. Now, this type of fan, this is a 12 centimeter computer fan, and I've been using a battery pack. This is 12 volt to power it, and recently I just started to use a 12 volt power supply because I don't have to bother with recharging the battery packs. And I've also been using the PWM controller from the LED lights. With the PWM controller, I can also use the remote control. But when using the remote control, I never bother using the other buttons because the LED controller, it can give you 50%, 40%, or 90% power to the fan. So I can control the velocity of the wind coming out. So that is important because a computer fan can be a little noisy. This one is a quiet fan, but this one here is fairly noisy. This one is a 5 volt fan, and when I plug it in, you can see how noisy it is. It's high velocity, but it's pretty noisy. So this one is not noisy to begin with, but I can still control the fan speed with the PWM controller. This is full on 100%, and if I want to lower the fan speed, I just press 50. So now it's almost inaudible. Maybe with the camera, the sensitive microphone can pick up the wind noise. Now I'm going to turn it to 10%. So the blades are turning, but barely. You can see the LED light here dimming. Right, let's give it some more speed, 70%. Fan speed faster, the light is stronger. So I never use the variable speed with the controller. So yeah, that's a pretty good use of the PWM controller as a remote and also as a dimmer. I also use this PWM controller with my 12 volt fan. So that's a ceiling fan. So that's an added use I found with the controller. Okay, now this remote night light I've been using for quite a while. I even modified it so it can use a 18650 light. I have a video on this, and I'm going to put a link on how to do the modification. Of course, with all these projects, you do it at your own risk because you do use 18650 lithium-ion battery. Okay, so with that aside, I've been using this as a night light, and I discovered another way of using this because these lights are linkable. I have another one down there. I bought actually 5 of them. Each one can be linked to the other. So when one comes on, if you set it, you can link it so the other one would also go on. Now in the summer months, I generally don't have to use the AC until it is really very hot. And all I have to do is turn on the fan like this or open up the window. Now, if you open up your windows and you go to sleep, and if you put one unit of this by the window like this, with a sensor facing out, if someone walks by or try to open your window or anyway comes within distance of this light will go on, and the other light over here would also go on. Now, of course, this only works at night because it's a night sensing light, but it is also, when it is at night, you want this to work, because when you're sleeping, and if you have one of this light with a sensor facing the window, you can put the other light next to your bed, and when this lights up, the other one will light up also. So unless you're a very heavy sleeper, if you have the other light coming on, you would probably realize maybe someone is coming in through the window, or at least someone is close by. Of course, you don't want to put this light where you have a lot of pedestrian traffic or cars rolling by, because then you would get a false alarm. But this is one way of, or a different way of using the light. So let me see there. You can see when this light went on, this light also came on. So that's a way of using the light that I never thought of before. That's sort of a cheap security light. So I'm gonna put a link to this light on how you convert to rechargeable battery, and this you can find on eBay or Home Depot or Walmart. The price range from $20 to $30. And for those of you that bought the light but lost the instructions, so here are the operating instructions. I'm also going to put a link to the instructions. There's a PDF file to the instructions. All right, so that's the video for today.